dear children. I am very happy to see you all again in today's science class. Let us begin our science class for today. So today we are going to continue the lesson soil and its importance. So let us have a short recall of what we have learned in previous class. So we have learned about soil and the formation of soil and what does the soil contains and the importance of soil. Finally, we also read about the types of soil. And let us learn about the layers of soil. There are three different layers of soil: the topsoil, subsoil and the bedrock. When we learn about the topsoil, it is the topmost layer of the soil and it has sand and clay. It is rich in humus and has many nutrients and holds water, and also it contains air. So it is very important for the plants. That is, the plants need humus, sand, clay, nutrients, water and air. So it is very much suitable for the plants to grow. Next, we can see about the subsoil. This layer contains pieces of rocks. Can you see small pieces of rocks here? So there are pieces of rocks and it contains less humus. When you compare the color of the topsoil and the subsoil, you can see the topsoil is dark in color while the subsoil is lesser than the topsoil. Why it is so? Because the humus content is more in the topsoil while the humus is very little bit in subsoil. Next we can see about the bedrock. Bedrock is also called as parent rock. It is mainly made up of large pieces of rocks. Can you see the large pieces of rocks? Yes. And it supports the upper layers of the soil. So these are little bit looser, isn't it? So it is supporting the topsoil and subsoil. Let us do a small model to show the layers of soil. First take a transparent vessel. Then take the rocks which is bigger in size. Just you can place the rocks slowly one by one. Then take small pieces of rocks. On the top of the big rocks, you can place these rocks too. So these constitute the bedrock layer. After the bedrock layer, you have the subsoil layer. So in that, you should add sand particles, silt particles. So here the humus content is less. See the color of the soil? So it should be less. Then you can add the humus rich soil for the topsoil. So can you see the dark color of the soil? So that is humus rich soil. So I am adding some more humus rich soil. Then finally we are going to keep the plants there. So this is a small model showing the layers of soil. So children, first you have the bedrock or the parent rock, then the subsoil and finally the topsoil. Let us learn about soil erosion. The gradual removal of soil by water or wind is called soil erosion. Now you can see in this picture how the water is washing off all the sand. See? So like this, the water has the ability to wash away the soil. Okay, same way even the wind can blow away the soil particles. So when we see how the water is washing away the erosion by water, first the water flows over the land. Yes, after that it moves the soil. The flowing of water is moving the soil. Then the soil carried along with water. Can you see the muddy water here? So soil is carried along with it. It results in erosion. So what happened? The part which should be having the soil is eroded. The soil is removed from that area. So this is the soil erosion by water. So next you can see this is a bare land. Can you see any trees over here? No. That means it is a bare land. So easily the sand particles are blown away by the wind. Can you see the wind is throwing all the sand? It is blowing all the sand? Yes. So this is erosion by wind. Next, erosion due to human activity. So we human beings also utilize the forest and trees for many purposes. So we are cutting down the forest for our own facilities. For example, to make roads, dams, for building houses, for growing the crops, etc. We even cut the trees for wood. Farmers are growing the crops and for that they are cutting down the trees. You can see this tree, how it is holding the soil, isn't it? So the roots of the trees are capable of holding the soil tightly, firmly. That means the soil cannot be moved that much easily. But if the trees are not there, the soil can be easily washed off by the water or blown off by the wind. So it is our duty to conserve or protect the soil. So what is soil conservation? The process by which topsoil is protected is called soil conservation. So we have a number of ways to conserve the soil. Let us see one by one. Afforestation, using soil cover, contour plowing, terrace farming, growing shelter belts. First we learn about afforestation. So what do you mean by afforestation? Planting the trees is called afforestation. Why we have to plant the trees? Because the roots of the trees are holding the soil firmly so that the soil cannot be blown away or washed away by wind or water. The next method is using soil cover. So what do you mean by soil cover? Just you see this land, it is a bare land. After cultivation, the land remains bare without the crops. In that time, what happens? The wind will blow away the soil. Otherwise, if the water is flowing because of rain or any river water is flowing, it can wash away the topsoil. So in order to prevent that, we can grow grass over these bare land. The roots of the grass can hold the topsoil. Contour plowing is another method. So what do you mean by contour plowing? That is, can you see how they are plowing in olden days? So, in this, there is a chance of washing away the soil. But here, you see how it is curved along the ends of the land. That is, the water, if it is flowing also, will be moving in this curve and it will not wash the soil particles. That is called contour plowing. And terrace farming is the next method. Can you see this? This is a slopey region. That is, in the mountain we have slopey region. In this region we can cut the area like steps. So this is called terrace farming. In this the water will not move very fastly so that it will not wash away the soil particles. Next we have growing shelter. So what do you mean by growing shelter? So can you see this is a crop area. So after the crops has been cultivated, the land remains bare. So that time the wind and water can wash away the topsoil. In order to prevent that, we can grow some trees like this, like 3 strata barrier. That means 3 rows we can grow the trees. So how it is preventing the washing of soil particles or blowing of wind? That is, the speed of the wind will be prevented in this area and the soil particles will not blown away. So next, so this is the picture you can see in the natural environment. So this is a land area. So in order to prevent the blowing of soil, the trees has been grown. So we have learned so many points. What we can see now? The soil in any area has 3 layers: topsoil, subsoil and bedrock or parent rock. Soil erosion takes place when the topsoil is washed away due to natural and human factors. like afforestation, terrace farming, contour plowing and planting shelter bells. So by this we have completed our video. So do the worksheets and study well children. Thank you.